G'day everyone, Duckville here for game number 4 between our Zerg and Terran combatants. Down in the bottom left hand side of GSL Daybreak we have got our very new TSL recruit, the rookie in fact of the team. From what I understand, if I get that wrong, and I've called this guy a rookie and he's actually been on the team for like, you know, ages. I'm sorry, Mamuri, my bad bro. This is TSLMamuri down here in the blue. His opponent up in the top right hand side is a Terran who has been doing some interesting builds. We saw him do a very hefty mech build in the first game. We saw him attempt something along I think that one was a Khan build where you use some Marauders and Hellions. I think something like that. Either way, Marauder Hellion opening into just a standard sort of game with great control through the middle section of the map, nice zoning. He obviously plays a lot of basketball. BKShield, who has just been doing some really cool builds. And in the previous game, we saw BK get a game back and stop Mamuri from taking a clean sweep of the series with that sort of 4GG style. I call it 4GG style because he's like the person who I've seen do it immaculately all the time. With the opening Hellions into Cloaked Banshees and just do a lot of harass or that sort of thing, and was able to fry a lot of drones, so many drones that he would have to have a barbecue and have some leftovers from that, because that was just so many drones that went down at the 8-minute mark. But anyway, doing some stretches. This map, of course, favours some fast expanding. As we can see, it looks as if Mamuri down on his side is actually going to take his expansion very quickly, as you generally would do as a Zerg. We'll see how many extra drones he gets after that. It looks as if he's going to go straight up to 17. Of course, as we said, it's a little bit of a it's a bit of a safer map because you have a massive run distance to get to your opponent. Look at this. You've got all the way over there to get to where your opponent is before you can put any sort of pressure on. So generally this is a map where Protoss will do a 1-gate expand. They'll do a Nexus first against Terrans, and of course you'll almost always see a Forge Fast expand on this map from a Terran. From a Protoss. And Terrans, of course, will do something along the lines of a 1-Rax expand, a CC first even, and the Zergs, of course, will always take a quick expansion regardless of the map, and sometimes on this map you'll see them take a quick third straight away as well, regardless of what situation is present on the map. So very macro-orientated map. We've seen some fantastic games in the GSL as well. Who could forget Pult versus MVP? If you haven't seen that one, find out exactly what game I'm talking about, because I can't remember where it was, but go and have a look at that map. That is the best TVT to ever grace SC2, I would say. If you think I'm wrong, make a comment, tell me which game was better, but I don't think you can, because there was no better game than that. Anyway, talking about these guys, Mamuri, of course, has been doing really well. He's been very patient in his first game there, and then was able to take game 2 with some nice Ultra and Nidus usage, and in game 3 was just a little bit, I'm not sure if he was just sort of panicked or just wasn't prepared at all for what Shield was doing, but just got absolutely slaughtered in game number 3. So we'll find out what these guys are up to. Mamuri doing his standard get up that speedling upgrade and then just reduce the amount of drones in the gas. We've only got 1 in here for the moment. We'll probably see him restart that very soon. His spine going up at the natural expansion as well. Going to start the creep spread too, and this is all looking very standard. So we're going to have Hellions coming out here from a Shield as well. A second factory also going up. Perhaps we'll see something similar to game at number 1. Would probably see him take the second gas very soon if he was going to go for something very heavy in terms of mech, but we'll see if that's going to be the case here. Of course, the Tech Lab going up, I would say, yeah, this is going to be some sort of Blue Flame Hellion based attack here. He's got 5 Marines at the front as well as some destructible debris. I hate that that in Observers you can select all those sorts of critters and useless units. Someone please fix that. But Overlord goes down. Marine's doing a nice job. That supply cap Mamuri here. He's down to 39 over 36. Takes that down just a tiny bit because he's put down a couple of Evo chambers. He wants to get those upgrades started. Extractor number 2 begins. This is where he normally will also get Extractor 3 and 4 very soon. Marines trying to run away, but they get caught by the Lynx, and the Lynx easily disposing of those. Only a couple of the Marines going down. The Hellions have come out, and they're going to try and have their say about the matter. The Lings, of course, run straight away, and now we can see that Blue Flame is also on the way. So Mamuri is going to have to deal with some Hellions with the Blue Torch, and that's going to be a little bit annoying for him. We'd love to see him. He's done this each game. He's not actually choked up that natural expansion there. Normally, you will see a Zerg put at least one of their Evo chambers at the front, perhaps even a macro hatch. You could just plop a macro hatch right here and just sort of block up this position, and then maybe even put the Evo chamber down, and just make sure that it's not easy for the Hellions to run around. You don't want them to just easily just sort of poke around and you know, sometimes do a run by inside, especially when there is going to be Blue Flame on the way. Of course, Mamuri doesn't know that Blue Flame's coming, but he definitely should prepare for these things. As we could say, better safe than sorry. It looks as if the Hellions, again, BKShield not aware that the Lings came out to try and deal with the Hellions, and they've dealt with that quite simply. Blue Flame now completing, and that actually puts Shield in a little bit of an annoying position, losing 4 of those Hellions for virtually nothing. And now, so this potential attack is going to be a lot less damaging than it could be. So now the Ling is just sitting at the Zolnaga Watchtower, spots that these aliens come through, and Blue Flame is all done for them. He's going to have to try and push through. A Queen on the ramp. We'd love to see the second Queen come along, but he's going to have a little bit of trouble because it looks as if the Hellions are trying to poke up. There is a block. Finally, we get a block at the natural expansion. The Roach Warren going up, which is in good timing, of course, because that makes sure that he can block that off and he can get some more roaches if need be. And he's, speaking of upgrades, he's actually got the +1 to melee attacks and Carapace on the way, and Macro Hatch going up inside the main as well. Baneling Nest also coming up so that he can deal with any possible bio transitions as well. Now, look at what Shield is doing. He's switched into double factory. We're going to probably have reactors all over the place, which means it's going to be just a standard sort of marine tank-based play. We'll probably see a timing attack come through when the siege mode is completed. The Rack's not actually slapping down the reactors just yet. You don't actually need those straight away, but the potential to have those is really good. So that when you're ready to rumble, you can just put those reactors on and then have a lot of Marines to play with. Now, Shield just poking around the front door of Mamuri and taking down some of the creep chimps before they can get too far. Looks as if Mamuri will need to restart those yet again, just like in game number 1. He lost a few of those. Baneling's now pushing out, not really sure what they're trying to do, trying to catch those Hellions before they react quick enough, but BKShield on the case for once. He's not actually been able to stop some of these Hellions from dying in the previous games, just sort of not watching as much as he could be. But as we can see, the drone count looking nice for Mamuri is up to 61 drones here, 47, 49 for Shield. He's got a third command center going up. In fact, so does Mamuri. He's also got his hatch at the third, which is almost done. In fact, so he's going to have that a tiny bit quicker, which is generally what you want to have as a Zerg. You always want to be one base up on your Protoss or Terran opponent. So he's going to perhaps even be needing to look for a fourth base very soon. And we'll find out if he's going to take that. A Ling just scouting around the map to see if he's able to find something to pick off. You can always head down towards this expansion here and take down that SCV that's down there. Looks as if Shield is going to move for a timing attack. Here's some Hellions, Marines, and tanks now pushing through. Not sure if this is the best timing for this. Stim has only just started, so he's not actually going to have Stim available for the Marines to easily deal with the Lings and any sorts of Banelings that may come along. But of course, the tanks do have siege mode, so he should be able to siege up in nice positions. As we can see, going to put one down in the corner. Want to put them in those nice little in those nooks and crannies, and then just sort of get in a good position there to siege up and take care of any Banes. There is no Bane speed. A couple of Infestors about to pop out now. There you go. And the Marines now dealing with some of these overlords just on the side. That actually supply blocks Mamuri, and he's not going to have a good time about that. But some good fungals there. It looks as if he is going to try and attack into this now. The tanks on the low ground providing good fire support for the Marines, and a few Marines still surviving. They should be able to take care of some of these overlords, and Mamuri is not going to be happy about that at all. He's going to lose another one before this one gets away, but that should be it. Now a secondary attack coming in from the backside. The tank's taken down by the Lings just in the corners there. There they go. Good cleanup by Mamuri to get rid of that, utilizing the third base which he had up here, and just getting some Lings out in the action there, and was able to take care of that attack. Now, the third command center for Shield is only now switching into the planetary fortress, so I don't think this is going to be safe. Going to have to cancel and lift. There he goes, cancels that, loses a little bit of minerals and gas, and now the Ling's going to not get inside the natural at all. So, what are we looking at here? We've got, we've of course got a Shield here. He's trying to get his third base up. Some of the, I'm not sure where all of those. Did he? Oh, okay. So there were a lot of SCVs that were lost, and I missed that, but I'll grab that in the picture-in-picture, and I'll catch up with that myself. But we've got Shield in a very ugly position here. He's down to 28 SCVs to the 70 drones. Or was that 70? Nope, 73 drones of Mamuri. So he's going to be in a fantastic position. Love that he's utilizing some of those extra drones to get some spine crawlers and spore crawlers up inside the main. This is a very common position to see counterattacks by medevacs and of course the Marines inside them. So really loving that Mamuri is actually utilizing that. A lot of Zergs have, they seem to just decide that it's not cool to get spines and extra spore crawlers when you've got like 93 drones. Just, you know, plop a couple down and you'll be in a good spot. So, as we said, Shield looking very grim at the moment. He's down to 89 supply to the 144 of Mamuri. He's got the tanks up though. They've got good position here. We'll see if he's able to come back from that. He's also choked off this side position, so we'll be able to slow down any push through by the Lings. SCV count slowly going up, 2 at a time. He's up to 37. We've got no real production coming out of Shield at the moment. He's just got the few Marines that he's got, plus a couple of medevacs, and we've got a couple of upgrades on the way. We've got +1 to armor just about to complete, +1 to weapons is also about to complete for the Marines, so they'll be able to deal a little bit more damage and survive a little bit longer, which is always going to help out. But the issue he's going to have is that this Zerg economy is exploding right now. 83 drones, 2.2k income, plus the 700 gas income, plus that the 4th base is also up. The macro hatch, the upgrades churning as well, and Mamuri is sitting in a really nice position. So we'll find out what he's going to do about that. We've got the Mobius reactor upgrade coming along. There was an attempted drop here by Shield, but sorry, there it is. No, it's actually going out. I've just totally confused what the players are doing. Double drop going out here. Looks as if one of them will be cleaned up. Some of the Marines getting caught out by the Lings on the low ground here outside the 4th base. The second attack getting caught by some fungal growth. A couple of infested Terrans pop out. Things are just going not the way of BKShield right now. He's got the 3rd up. If he can survive and keep the 3rd alive and get some of these ghosts out, he may be able to deal with those infestors. But the problem is there are so many Lings here, and without the good tank spread, he's only got 1 tank down here covering the 3rd base. The rest of the tanks inside the 3rd base, and he's going to have a lot of trouble with all of these Lings popping through. They could even just run by and just try and take care of this tank and then get back to work on that orbital command. But as per previous games, TSLMamuri is being very patient with what he's doing. He's got a lot of Lings out to just keep the map control for now, trying to deny these medevacs from getting too much position and any sorts of drops on the map, and just continuing his production. We got Ultralisks on the way. We got 2 Ultralisks going to be coming through. Their upgrade is coming through for their armor as well, and plus 3 to weapons, and the armor on the ground units is also coming about. So he's going to be looking very nice very soon. Overlord drops and speed is also on the way as well, so he's looking to do the same sort of play that he did in the game on Shakuris, and it looks as if some Lings have come through. They've burrowed inside that mineral line there, being very cheeky. Is Mamuri. He's going to be able to make sure that no mining is done here. If he can pop up those Lings, do some damage, and then pop back down before the turret is built, it'll be quite nice, but I don't think he's going to get too much done. Mamuri deciding it's expand time. He's going to have an expand party over here, one over here, and then one over here. As we said in game number 1, when we were looking at how Mamuri was expanding against a mech player, when you're expanding against a player who's behind, you can't do these sorts of things. He's going to take the effectively this what is this, a 7th base, down at this bottom side here. If he loses it, that's not actually too much of a problem. He's got this backup one. If this one goes down, he's on this one as well, which means that he's still on a total of 5 bases. Of course, the main has been mined out, and the natural is getting close. It's got a little bit of minerals left over, but he's going to have all these extra bases here, which is really going to help out with his production. And in fact, taking this one, I think he knows that this game is effectively over, because BKShield is still quite far behind on his production. He does have Ghosts out, we've got Cloak on the way to help them, and a little bit of protection here. Would love to see a little bit of a thicker wall to protect against any sorts of Ling run-bys, because there are certainly a lot of Lings on the map. Infestus are in great numbers as well. Ultra's also out. I would say the one thing that Mamuri is lacking right now is a bit of creep spread. He needs to spread through the middle if he can, just to make sure that he can reinforce these bases as well. Just a little bit of spread coming through this side, at least to this base. If he doesn't get it to this one, that's fine. But as we can see, Mamuri is going to lose his hatchery here. Doesn't even bother cancelling it. He's sitting on a bank of 5.5k and 2.3k gas. So he's in a really good position here, and BKShield trying to do his best to zone out the map again. He's going to put down some turrets. We got tanks covering every which way, and if he can perhaps get some sort of positioning here, he may be able to claw his way back. But the problem he's now got that Overlords are now sweeping through the top side of the map. He's going to be able to drop in a whole bunch of Lings. These Lings, of course, do have 3/3 upgrades, and from the looks of it, they've also got their adrenal glands as well. While this is going on, Infestors coming down the southern side of the map. They may try and push into the third base here, but everything is under attack here from Mamuri. He's got Lings just absolutely everywhere, and with the adrenal glands at 3/3, they're going to do so much damage, but Ghosts are out. He's got Shield has a lot of Ghosts, but the problem is these guys are up here. Meanwhile, the units that need to be dealt with by the Ghosts are down here, and it looks as if we're just going to probably see a whole bunch of infested Terrans very soon to give some cover to those Ultralisks. The Ghosts are not coming down just yet. There they go. They're finally starting to come down. They're going to be actually a little bit low on energy, so they may not be able to get as many snipes off as they would want to, but he should be able to do quite a lot of damage. Here we go. We've got, oh wow, a little bit of fancy stuff there from Mamuri. He takes this SCV and builds a command center underneath the floating orbital command of SHIELD, and this game, if it wasn't over before, is definitely over now, and we are going to see Mamuri go through into the final of the IPSL Season 2 tournament. This game will probably continue. Nope, there we go. So GG from BKShield, putting up a good fight, but unfortunately losing a lot of those the SCVs at the third and the main, and was just not able to come back from there when you're in such a terrible economic position and a Zerg is expanding all over the place. So I will be doing the finals of this tournament. I'll be doing them very soon. Stay tuned for those. I'll post, of course, once they come up. If you want to catch me on Twitter, that's DuckvilleLol on Twitter. Have a look on Facebook as well, facebook.com/DuckvilleLolSC2, and I'll catch you guys next time. Cheers.